there are two Arabic words for slave. The word abd, abid, plural abid, embodied its legal meaning. They used another word, mamluk, to represent white slaves. The white mamluk commanded a higher price than the black abid in the slave market. The mamluk was viewed as an investment, whereas the abid's value is based on his labor as an expendable means of production. Based on, basically, the value was labor. Now, this happened throughout the period when Islam was on the ascent in North Africa as well as in Spain. However, there was a massive reaction in Spain. And this reaction is best embodied by Prince Henry the Navigator, who lived in 1394 to 1460. And here is what he did. According to Katie Geneva Cannon, a scholar who writes on Christian imperialism and the transatlantic slave trade, Journal of Feminist Studies and Religion, Indiana University Press, in spring 2008, she's saying the transatlantic trade in Africans was founded on Christianity. Religion was key in motivating Prince Henry of Portugal, later called Henry the Navigator, to put in motion Europe's aggressive and ruthless expeditions to Africa. So there was a pushback from Europe, primarily from Iberia, Spain and Portugal, that went into deep expeditions into Africa, first North Africa and then further south into Africa. Christianity and slavery, according to Peter E. Russell, who wrote a book called the Prince Henry the Navigator, A Life, Yale University Press, year 2000. Henry the Navigator considered conversion and enslavement as interchangeable terms, experiencing no cognitive dissonance in using Christianity as a civilizing agent for making converts into slaves. In other words, Africans were converted into Christianity, but that did not prevent them from being pressed into slavery. So, either you became slaves first and then became Christians, or they became Christians first and then became slaves. It didn't matter. And much of the missionary effort, now here is an African scholar, his name is Madupe Labodu, writing in 1999, Missionaries in Africa, Africana, the Encyclopedia of African and African American Experience, edited by Anthony Kwame Appiah and Henry Louis Gates. Much of the missionary efforts over the next 2.5 centuries initiated by Prince Henry the Navigator, was conducted under Portuguese authority. The vast majority of the missionaries at this time were Roman Catholic priests, many of whom belonged to religious orders such as Jesuits, Capuchins, and Franciscans. This is David Bryan David's Inhuman Bondage, Rise and Fall of Slavery in the New World, Oxford University Press, 2006. It was not only legal, but also an act of faith, a religious duty sanctioned by God for Christian imperialists to use whatever force was necessary. Murder, starvation, rape, disease, physical exhaustion, slavery in perpetuity, in order to rescue inferior, benighted brethren, identified as heathens, savages, infidels, pagans, and enemies of Christ. Such self-serving racist myths trapped millions of Africans and their descendants in a lifetime of chattel slavery and unmitigated poverty. Okay, these are Western authors, African authors that I am quoting, and these are their exact quotations.